All right, Mike, I'm gonna show you how to weight shift.
Sweet.
Since that's the hardest part.
I love it. Show me, sir.
All right, one thing to keep in mind. There's such thing as called leaning and there's such thing as called turning. Turning is only effective when the glider is on the ground in front of you or beside you. It is not effective when it's above you. If I was to turn, it does absolutely nothing for me. But if the glider is all the way in front of me on the ground and I turn, it does everything. Leaning when it's on the ground does nothing. So for example, if I let go of the controls and go straight to weight shift, it's all about leaning. Notice there's two main steps to leaning when kiting. Two main steps. One, the hips to the chest. Now the hips are connected to the legs, so I'll explain from bottom all the way to top. If you're ready to lean and you need to lean to the right, aka the glider is falling to the right, you need to correct it. Your feet and hip need to subtly shift. So my feet are facing that way, my butt is facing that way. That then allows my chest to come down to my knee. And my chest to come down to my knee. If I try and stand straight up and don't turn my legs and then do it, I can't physically get far enough down. So I have to twist my feet so they're facing that way, pop the butt out that way, and dive the chest down this way. Now, one more thing to keep in mind is the chest, right? I explained there are two main things. One is your hips, two is your chest. Your chest has to be in these risers. If your chest is not in these risers, they're almost pointless. So I have to dig my chest in between these two risers. If you're hooked into a paramotor, it's easier because the hook end points are secured. Hypothetically, if you're on a flat top, they are. Other units, maybe not. So with that chest has to come all the way down. Notice how it's pushing right here. That chest has to be able to come all the way down to my knee. The only way to do that is if you start the hips and feet. If I try and do it without moving my hips and feet, I can only go so far. But if I'm not in these risers and I try and do it, it is far less effective. Now, if I bring a wingtip to the ground and I try and lean, it does almost nothing. It's all about turning my body. Notice in that situation, I turn my body all the way towards the wind. I'll do it one more time. Facing the glider, turn all the way that way. Bam. If I leaned in that situation, it wouldn't have done anything. So one more time, here we go. It's just a lean. Notice I'm keeping my altitude the same. If I'm bouncing up and down, I'm loading and unloading the glider. By doing that, you're going to pull it down and make it overfly you. There's not much you can do with just weight shift to stop it from overflying you. My general direction stays that way. If I go like this, it's turning. If I go like this, it does nothing no matter how hard I turn. It's all about leaning into those risers. And as it starts to come down, whoop, that's when I twist. Face the glider on again. Sweet. Anything to add, Mike?
You got it, Chief.
I got it. Sweet.
100%.
Dope. All right.
Woo!
Thank
awesome.
you.
Rocket.
Thank you.
Super Trevor.
Woo!